look at what's in the papers and just getting an overview, a feel of the country, because what is in the paper usually reflects what's happening in the country. We start off with one of the stories here on the front page of the Standard this morning. At the top there, as you can see on your screen, Uhuru dares DP to walk the talk. This is a setting, according to this paper, he is setting the pace. President slams his deputy for making promises to Kenyans that he's part of, when he's part of a government and not helping deliver Jubilee's agenda. More details of this story are on page 9. And also on page 9, on the flip side, Ruto to face his demons in Bomas. That is where the launch of the BBI report is happening today. It says to go or not to go. All roads lead to the Bomas today for the official launch of the BBI report. Ruto has made his reservations public and his allies are opposing this report. Will he show up? We do know that his absence during the handing over was quite conspicuous. We had the ODM leader alone with the president. So will he show up? That is the question. We shall be looking out for that. And of course, Michael is on the ground to tell us what happens as it unravels. So Mr. Weda, I'll start with you. What do you make of these stories?
Yes, I think we are in a very, very critical times. Kenyans will have to decide whether or not to accept the BBI report. And it all depends with whether there will be a leader, a serious leader proposing and another one opposing. If, for instance, the president, the deputy president, Honorable Raila, Kalonzo Musyoka, Mudavadi, all these leaders were to say yes, then Joe Mutambo may say no, but he may not have that strong voice. But if there was one of the leaders who is moneyed and has a name and says no, then I think we are headed for very tough times. We're headed for very bruising times, because the document has both sides. It has very, very good things in it and some things very, very bad. And therefore, it is 50-50, and then the reception is a lukewarm. But since Wanjiku always listens to either what Baba says or what Uhuru says or what Honorable Raila says, so if they end up that they're saying on one side, then people will say, fine, let's move on. But if somebody was to stand up, if Joe Mutambo was to be a billionaire or a trillionaire and to pour that money, there will be rough times for the document.
Okay. Honorable Mutambo, Uhuru is daring the DP to walk the talk. He's a part of the government, but then he's opposing the Jubilee agenda. One would expect that he would be part and parcel of it. What do you make of this story that has been put front and center in the Standard this morning?
Tricks, I know because I saw a copy of your Standard. You may want to discuss this one later. But for me, allow me to say it earlier, because I'm saddened by the death of one of my good friends, actually who is my uncle.
Yes.
Zambake. He comes from where I come from. He's a man I know. We have grown together. He's like a family member. He passed on, and allow me to pass my sincere condolences on behalf of myself and my family and the people of Mwingi and Kitui, and also lawyers like Weda, for losing this gentleman. So allow me to start off from that point, because I could not speak without actually passing my condolences. He was a very close friend, and I was the first person to know when he passed on. Actually, it was very sad, because I knew when he was in the car, even before he was moved to the hospital. Right. So it's a sad news for me, it's sad news for Kitui, it's sad news for the Kamba community. Coming back to your point,
right.
Today, I would say, is a big day for Kenyans. The BBI report came out. Those who are on social media like Weda and the rest were able to see the preview, to see a sneak preview of what is being proposed, even though the committee came out strongly to say, no, what you are seeing on the internet or being posted is not the real one. So we are heading to Bomas to get a copy of what they are calling the real one.
Yes.
But going by there is a situation there where I see, and I want to agree with the way that the Kenyans listen to few people, and they don't care what is in the document. They care what Weda tells them. They care what Baba tells them. They don't care what Mutambo tells them, because Mutambo don't have those billions to follow. That is one of the unfortunate things in our country. As it is today, the divide is already there, and we have those people who, actually even those who support Uhuru Kenyatta, it's only that some of them are speaking quietly and they are shy and they are not, allow me to use this for lack of better word, they are not men enough to come out and say, we are opposing it in as it is for this and this and that. They are just saying yes in the face, but when you go meet with them somewhere else, they tell you, you know, as we can't talk, but this thing is not good. There are some elements which can't work for this country. So
right.
My take on the entire document, yes, I will support it, but because I have been the first person to say that we need to amend the constitution, but I will not support it under those terms. I will support it at terms that I feel there are some clauses which are so punitive to our country, which you cannot afford, and I will hear my views and I will recommend what I am supposed to, what I think I need to recommend, and I think where it is ending, there will be room for negotiation, and there will be room for people to say, this one is good, this one is not good, let us amend this, let us not amend this. I think there is a room for this.
Okay, there is room for opposing and, you know, being for it. Now, because you said that ball rolling, I'd like Mr. Weda to also comment on the loss of constitutional expert Nzamba Kitonga. What does that mean for you, Mr. Weda, as a lawyer?
Thank you so much. Allow me to express my condolences to the family, to the people of Kenya, to the legal fraternity. When I learned of the demise of the senior counsel, Nzamba Kitonga, I can say the legal profession has lost a very amiable, quiet, nice, charming lawyer. It was not controversial, one of the best chairmen the Law Society has ever produced, very good, unassuming, very approachable, one of the people that you would look up to, and that is why I was able to shepherd the Constitutional Review Commission in an amiable manner and to put in conflicts, people who are in conflict, make them talk together. His demise, really, the nice lawyer saying sorry. I just wish we emulated him. We copied and pasted, and may God rest his soul in peace. We will celebrate it before he leaves. But I urge my professional colleagues, and even those who are yearning to become lawyers, these are some of the epitomes of goodness that you copy, you emulate, you want to be. He has left a legacy, so it is our turn also to work to leave a legacy like him.
And if you want to know more details about his legacy, check out page 2 and 3 of the Standard this morning. Now, a glaring headline here, all about ODM leader Raila Odinga. I am in the race. Uhuru succession is what it's being termed as. ODM leader Raila Odinga declares that for the first time that he's not quitting elective politics, tells supporters that he's firmly in the contest to complete the country's third and final liberation in 2022. This is no surprise, Mr. Weda. Are you surprised by this headline?
Oh, no. I've always told you that when you see Baba's footstep, you can see where he is going. He had fired the bullet into the forest, but I think President Uhuru went to look for it and picked it. So he has some kind of firepower. Yeah. But it is true, if President Uhuru was to abandon him or he was to abandon President Uhuru, then he'll go back in return. But it was coming, here I see it.
Yeah, it is, and they're giving us a timeline. From 1997, Raila Odinga made his first term, but the presidency, Raila came second after former President Kibaki in 2007, and 2013, the President Uhuru Kenyatta trounced the ODM leader who contested under the court, and then in 2017, we have here Raila lost to the President Kenyatta and successfully challenged the election at the Apex Court. Do you think fifth term would be the charm, Honorable Mutambo?
Well, allow me first to join Weda, because we've been having, and we also want to thank Standard Group for giving us this opportunity. We've been telling Kenyans that Raila is going nowhere. Raila will buy. And the people used to oppose us. And we told them, he cannot spend all this energy for nothing. Nobody would spend all this energy. Raila is everywhere in traversing our country. Raila is not a preacher. He's not a doctor. He's not a banker. He's not a musician. So he cannot be going all these places for nothing. He is out for something.
Yes.
Likewise, thinking. It is my thinking. I may be wrong. And if I offend anyone, I beg for apology. I don't even think even Uhuru is wasting all this energy for nothing.
Okay.
I don't think there must be something. There must be something. I am a politician, and I will not waste my time traversing Mwingi Central, going to all wards, going to the all village, meeting with all village chiefs, just for nothing. I need something. Even you, Trixie, today, I want to dare you, start one Arambe in your home.
Yes.
They will ask you, which do you want?
Yeah.
Because Kenyans know the behavior of a politician. When you go to the church, when Wenda is giving only 5,000, which he got from writing an affidavit for me, and you are giving 100,000, they will ask you, which seat do you want? They know you want something. You are not giving that 100,000.
For sure.
So it is obvious, and I don't know why Kenyans were so blinded to say, no, Baba is retiring. Retiring from what? Baba is on the race, and my take is this. Depending on how he positions himself, and depending on how we market this constitution, this is what will determine the future of Raila Odinga, and also depending on who is deciding.
Yes.
When he runs alone, I tell you, he will not make it. When he picks people who cannot support him, he will not make it. One thing I want to tell Kenyans, even in advance, I am not impressed, I am not shocked to see a very huge mammoth in Kisumu. Those huge people, huge mammoths in Kisumu, they will come out so long as it is Raila who is there. They will come out in Kibera, they will come out in Uhuru Park, and it ends there. So I am not. I'm not going to say we saw signs. There are no signs. And the same thing I said, and I want to say this even to my party leader, my good friend, my boss, Uhuru Kenyatta. When you see those crowds coming out in Kisumu, in Kibera, in Uhuru Park, they will do so when Raila is supporting you and when Raila is opposing you. In both ways, there will be the same numbers. They will not change, and they will never ever change, because Raila is like an institution. It's like a cow, and the Wedas, they believe in him so much, and they have nothing else to do apart from going to listen to him. That is the truth. Okay. So that is not a measuring stick. That is not a measuring stick for me. What will determine is what the entire country is thinking about Raila.
Right. Mr. Weda, do you think the fifth time would be the charm?
I think it's only on one condition. I've always said, I keep on saying, and my Luo community knows. I always said last time in 2013, I asked the Honorable Raila, join President Uhuru. In 2007, I said, join Kibaki and be his vice president. Yeah. Jalal and Tibim does not bring power. Come into power. If he is so close to President Uhuru and he remains so, he does not start jumping Jalal Tibim or whatever, he has a chance. But if he walks away the way they have a penchant for walking away, the chances are dim. If he continues fighting the deputy president, he's making more enemies. Let him just come out as an elder near the president, with the president and the deputy, then he looks lovable and we elect him. Yes. So he has a chance in his old age, as long as he's with Uhuru, and better still with Ruto also next to him. You'd have a chance. But if he continues dancing red wine or green wine, then tutasimba tukutendereza, and he may just slip aside. Okay. He has a chance, depending on President Uhuru.
Okay, now that something Honorable Mutambo has said does point to the question you're asking you today on Twitter. Do you think an expanded executive is the solution to post-election problems? I'll be posing this to our panelists when we come back from this break, so stay tuned. But remember, you can answer this question on Twitter. I'm at Trix Ingado. Michael is at Michael G. Gitonga, and the hashtag to use this morning is KTN Morning Express. The BBI report is being launched at the Bombas of Kenya, and Michael Michael Gitonga is on standby right there. He shall be bringing us the very latest on this particular hot topic. It's a constitutional moment, as the president did say. So remember to be a part of it, be a part of the conversation, and get yourself a copy of the Standard and read for yourself what this report is all about. Let's take that break.
This is KTN News.